Welcome to the City of Las Vegas Water Pollution Control Facility. Here is an overview of the plant. Vegas Valley is at the bottom. Our mission, simply put, is to make dirty water clean. Then we return that now clean water to the Las Vegas Wash, and then on to Lake Mead. This is the most important slide you will see all day. If you need anything at all, call our control room at 702-229-6600. It's staffed 24/7, 365. We call it SCADA, which stands for Supervisory Control and Data Acquisition. Accountability. We need to keep track of who is on site. Two ways we do that are badge entry and sign-in logs. If you cannot open the gates with a badge, you must sign in daily. Sign-in logs are kept at the guard station, the admin building, and contractor trailers. Emergency Action Plan. There are 3 site-wide alarms that you may hear at the WPCF. The wailing siren, the shelter horn, and the high-low alarm. These alarms are tested weekly Wednesdays at 3:45 p.m. The wailing siren is the signal to assemble. If you hear the wailing siren, you should immediately stop work. Proceed to your designated assembly area. For city employees, that means the old bar screen building or the integration trailer. For contractors, your assembly point is either your trailer or the windsock by the main gate. Once assembled, we will take a head count and await further instructions. Here is what the wailing siren sounds like. Here again is the plant map, and we have highlighted the 2 main assembly locations. The shelter horn is another alarm you may hear. It is the signal to shelter in place. While there are a couple shelter-in-place areas, there are no chemicals on site that would lead to a shelter-in-place scenario. Here is what the shelter horn sounds like. The high-low alarm is very serious. It is the signal to leave the plant however you can. If you can't leave, hide. Do not assemble. A possible reason for the high-low alarm is a life-threatening situation not related to plant operations. So remember, high-low, we gotta go. Here is what the high-low alarm sounds like. Reviewing the emergency procedures. The number to call if you need any help from the plant is 702-229-6600. I would write that down. There will be a quiz. That number again, 702-229-6600. You must badge in or sign in every day. Alarms are tested weekly, Wednesdays at 3:45 p.m. The wailing siren is the signal to assemble. So why all the doom and gloom? Well, we have a large quantity of a dangerous chemical on site. It's very flammable and potentially explosive. Everyone's goal here is to prevent creating a big smoking crater where the plant used to be. Which brings us to the red line. These gas areas are identified by a red line. Additional training is required to work inside these red-lined areas. Do not park, smoke, vape, or conduct hot work within the red lines. Digester gas is extremely flammable, can be found under pressure, may explode if heated, may form explosive mixtures with air, may displace oxygen, and cause rapid suffocation. You should keep away from heat, sparks, open flames, and hot surfaces. No smoking. Use and store only outdoors or in a well-ventilated area. May be irritating to the skin and respiratory tract. Do not breathe the gas. Ensure adequate ventilation at all times. Aluminum sulfate, also known as alum, is harmful if swallowed, causes skin irritation, causes serious eye damage, may cause respiratory irritation, is toxic to aquatic life. You should avoid breathing mist or vapor. Wash thoroughly after handling. Do not eat, drink, or smoke when using this product. Only use outdoors or in a well-ventilated area. Avoid release to the environment. Wear protective gloves and wear eye and face protection. Ferric chloride, also known as ferric, may be corrosive to metals, is harmful if swallowed, causes skin irritation, causes serious eye damage. You should wash face, hands, and any exposed skin thoroughly after handling. Do not eat, smoke, or drink when using this product. Wear protective gloves and clothing as well as eye and face protection. Sodium bisulfite is harmful if swallowed. You should wash thoroughly after handling. Do not eat, drink, or smoke when using this product. Sodium hypochlorite, also known as bleach or hypo, causes severe skin burns and eye damage, may cause respiratory irritation, is very toxic to aquatic life with long-lasting effects. You should wear protective gloves and clothing, eye and face protection. Do not breathe mist or vapor. Use only outdoors or in well-ventilated area. Wash thoroughly after handling and avoid releasing into the environment. C-Tag 8818, also known as poly, contains petroleum distillates, and prolonged contact with mist may cause severe skin, eye, and respiratory tract irritation. Continued overexposure may cause headache and dizziness. Ingestion may cause lung complications. That's weird. Caution: it is very slippery when wet. When used in accordance with WPCF procedures, respiratory protection is not required. If you discover a leak or a spill, warn people in the area, notify SCADA, and do not attempt to clean it up by yourself. Chemical safety review. Additional training is required to work inside the red lines. Hot work, parking, smoking, and vaping are not allowed inside the red lines. Ferric chloride may be corrosive to metals, harmful if swallowed, causes skin irritation, and causes serious eye damage. If you discover a leak or a spill, do not try to clean it up yourself. Personal protective equipment is required on site. The exact equipment required will vary depending on the task you are performing and the location you are working. In operating areas of the plant, the minimum PPE is safety glasses and safety-toed shoes. You can consult the safety data sheet for specific PPE requirements. City employees can always find PPE at the warehouse. Safety glasses are not required in the administrative buildings and the areas adjacent to them, unless your task creates a hazardous condition. Because there are clouds of dust and swarms of bugs on site, eye protection is required when riding on carts. Fall protection is bifurcated. City employees and maintenance contractors must follow general industry standards and limit themselves to a 4-foot fall exposure. Construction workers are limited to a 6-foot fall exposure. PPE review. The minimum PPE required in operating areas is safety glasses and safety-toed shoes. The safety data sheets will tell you specific PPE requirements. Eye protection must be used when riding on carts. City employees must not be exposed to more than a 4-foot fall. In addition to PPE, you may need to be trained on the following safe work practices: lockout, tagout, hot work, confined space entry, and line breaking. As the WPCF is an automated industrial facility, lockout, tagout is a very important safe work practice. Every employee who may be exposed to the unexpected release of energy must be protected. All exposed workers must be trained on lockout, tagout, and will be afforded full protection. Hot work is often required at our site. Hot work at the Environmental Division is subject to a hot work permit. Furthermore, due to the potential of methane gas being found in unexpected locations, continuous air monitoring will be required. As a reminder, hot work is not allowed inside the red boundary. You will need more training to conduct hot work. Our facility has numerous confined spaces. Confined spaces are known for their hazards, particularly here in the valley. Confined spaces are large enough for a person to enter, are not meant for people, and have a limited means of access. You will need additional training to participate in a confined space entry. Line breaking is the act of opening pipes or equipment that may still have product in them. Opening or breaking a line that is not empty requires detailed planning and coordination. You will need further training to conduct a line break. Safe work practice review. Every employee who may be exposed to an unexpected energy release must be protected. Hot work requires a hot work permit, continuous air monitoring, and is prohibited inside the red boundary. A confined space is big enough for a person to fit in, is not made for human occupancy, and has a limited means of access. Line breaking is the act of opening pipes or equipment that may still have product in them. Of course, there are some other safety rules related to driving on site, the water, hand washing, and the smoking policy. Driving on site. The speed limit is 14.5 miles per hour. Follow normal traffic rules. Do not talk on cell phones. This means you, contractor foreman. Carts must follow the same rules as regular vehicles. Pedestrians have the right of way. Water. There are two types of water hose bibs that you may see here. Potable water lines are blue. Non-potable water lines are purple. Restrooms, eye wash, and fire systems are all potable water. Personal hygiene. Why are we hassling you about personal hygiene? If you are new to the wastewater industry, you have probably never considered all the opportunities you may get contaminated here on site. Good rule of thumb: wash your hands each time you return from an operating area, as well as before eating, performing first aid, going to the restroom, futzing with a contact lens, etc. Smoking or vaping is not allowed inside any building or within 30 feet of the entrance of any occupied building. And restating, smoking or vaping is not allowed inside the red gas boundary. We get better with information. Report all injuries or illnesses to your supervisor. Contractors must report all incidents to their WPCF contact. If you see something unsafe, let someone know. We can't fix it if we don't know about it. General review. The speed limit is 14.5 miles per hour. Non-potable water lines are purple. Smoking or vaping is not allowed inside the red lines. If you see something unsafe, let someone know. In summary, the number to call if you need any help from the plant is 702-229-6600. You must badge in or sign in every day. Alarms are tested weekly Wednesdays at 3:45 p.m. The wailing siren is the signal to assemble. Additional training is required to work inside the red lines. Hot work, parking, smoking, and vaping are not allowed inside the red lines. Ferric chloride may be corrosive to metals, harmful if swallowed, cause skin irritation, and cause serious eye damage. If you discover a leak or a spill, do not try to clean it up yourself. Minimum PPE required in operating areas, safety glasses, and safety-toed shoes. The safety data sheets will tell you specific PPE requirements. Eye protection must be used when riding on carts. City employees must not be exposed to more than a 4-foot fall. Every employee who may be exposed to an unexpected energy release must be protected. Hot work requires a hot work permit, continuous air monitoring, and is prohibited inside the red boundary. A confined space is big enough for a person to fit in, is not made for human occupancy, and has a limited means of access. Line breaking is the act of opening pipes or equipment that may still have product in them. Speed limit is 14.5 miles per hour. Non-potable water lines are purple. Smoking or vaping is not allowed inside the red lines. If you see something unsafe, let someone know.
This presentation is an overview of the gas system at the Water Pollution Control Facility.
Our digester gas is noteworthy because it's extremely flammable. It contains 60 to 65% methane. Our digester gas is explosive, especially when the gas is trapped in a confined area. It's made using sludge, and because it's a biological process, it doesn't have an off switch.
The gas system is comprised of 12 anaerobic digesters, associated control rooms, 3 sludge holding tanks, a gas scrubbing area, flares, the boiler building, the compressor building, and of course associated piping. Digester gas piping is painted red when it's above ground. I don't know what color it is below ground. Not only is the digester gas carried in red pipes, the gas-related areas are designated by a red line painted on the ground. The anaerobic digesters are giant stomachs with bugs that eat food and produce gas. The food is sludge, and our goal is to have less of it. By eating and digesting the sludge, the bugs lessen the amount we have to have hauled away. The gas is a useful byproduct. A safety component of the gas system are PRVs, or pressure relief valves. As I mentioned earlier, the gas production does not have an off switch. When faced with a closed valve, the gas must go somewhere.
The sludge holding tanks. After the bugs have eaten their fill in the digesters, the remaining sludge is moved over to the sludge holding tanks, the intestines in our alimentary canal analogy. We include the sludge holding tanks in the gas system because limited digestion is still possible, even though the tanks aren't heated. To prevent a gas buildup, we continuously sweep the air from the tanks.
The gas scrubbing area uses a variety of processes to filter impurities from the digester gas. The scrubbed gas is used to operate the boilers, in the boiler building, oddly enough. The hot water they produce is used to keep the digesters warm at stomach temperature.
Some scrubbed gas is sent to the compressor building, where it's pressured up and sent out.
Another useful application of the scrubbed gas is fueling the Waukesha engines. These engines are prime movers for process air blowers, which are used in the treatment process. Any gas that cannot be put to good use must be put to bad use. Therefore, it is flared off as waste.
When working inside the red-lined areas, additional training is required. You must be trained on our management of change procedure, as well as energy control, hot work, line breaking and purging, confined space entry, and chemical hazards. In summary, the gas at the WPCF is noteworthy because it is flammable, explosive, made with sludge, and doesn't have an off switch. Gas system components include digesters and control rooms, gas scrubbing, boilers, and associated piping. The digester gas piping is painted red. The gas-related areas are designated by a red line. The digesters are analogous to a stomach. Pressure relief valves are a safety component of the digester gas system. Digester gas is used in boilers to heat the digesters. Digester gas is used in the Waukesha engines. Excess digester gas is burned off using flares. Additional training is required for personnel who work inside the red lines. If you have any questions, please ask your training provider. If you have any suggestions to make this training better, please tell your training provider or your supervisor.